Welcome back to the forum. Jeremy speaking here. If you aren't subscribed, push that subscribe button below. So this is morning on the forum. We're going to cover everyone is going broke in America, a fake alien invasion is planned, as well as college is a scam. So you're locked in right now because everyone in America is actually going broke. People are literally falling into poverty every single day. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And it doesn't really help that like our cars break down constantly or our boss hates us. But so the thing is we don't have any money. We don't have any money to buy anything we want in life or anything we desire, we will never get. So it's like, as they say, own nothing and be happy. That's basically what it is. So we will own nothing, and they say that we will be happy. I think that's kind of bullshit, if you ask me. Why can't we own stuff and be happy? Not in this world. Because the boomers mostly did this to us, but I also blame other people. I blame greedy employers. I blame the government. I blame a lot of different things that are in our control and out of our control. But the thing is, I wouldn't say everyone is going broke because there's rich billionaires, there's rich millionaires. So not everyone, and they're driving their Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Range Rovers. Some of these people are actually rich, and some of these people are just faking it. That's the crazy part. There's actually actual rich people. There's people faking being rich. There's the middle class, there's poverty, which the middle class is basically becoming poverty now. Because, like I said, that everyone is literally becoming broke. That's what is actually happening. That's like people need to start opening their eyes and realize that $20 an hour is not going to get us nowhere. If we know that $20 an hour is not going to get us nowhere, why try? That's why there's so many. I wouldn't say men or women. Apparently now men that are giving up on working. I see a lot of women working really hard, but there's a lot of men that are giving up working because it's becoming too hard to work. So when it becomes too hard to work, you're faced with the reality that it's just very hard to make a living or live in a area where it like the cost of living isn't too expensive. So when I think about like, am I becoming broke? Is everyone around me becoming broke? And I'm like, I don't know if that's the truth or not, but I don't want to wait to find out. But like, if I want to find out whether I'm going broke or not, I should just like take a look at my bank account, bro. It will say zero. That I'm broke. That's how much money I got. So, as they say, straight to freaking zero. Straight to zero. That's life. We just go straight to zero. And we can't save anything. We can't save $1,000. We can't save $100. What's the point of working so hard if we can't make an ends living, or we can't go out or anything like that anymore? We can't take like a woman on a date. We can't do any. That's if they don't reject us instantly, right, or call the police on us. But yeah, a lot of people are going broke. A lot of people pissed off. A lot of people angry. So if you walk into like a grocery store, everyone's pissed off. Especially if you walk into a business, like everyone's fucking like extremely pissed off and mad. It's sad because like we want to like our jobs, we want to like working, but especially if you have to work so hard just to make a living, it becomes to the point where everyone starts getting mad, which is good because when everyone rises up, we can demand more money. Like, hey, I want $40 an hour, I want $50 an hour, I don't want to be paid $15 or $10 an hour. It's crazy that some employers allow $10 an hour still. It's like, how do you even allow that? How do you allow $12 an hour, $13 an hour? Like, it's not fair. So, if you're allowing a business to someone to only make $13 an hour, it's just not good for anybody, including yourself. It's um, it's just not like when you're making that low amount of money, you need to start demanding money. Like, hey, boss, can I get a raise? And the boss is like, no, I'm not giving you shit. I mean, that's hey, I'm not giving you 10-cent raise. It's like, hey, who are we really dealing with? We're dealing with the enemy. We're dealing with the person that's against us in life. And I mean, especially when I'm working on the farm. Like when I'm working on the farm here, I realize that everyone's going broke. Even though like my cattle, my cows, my sheep, my dogs, like we're all united. So like on the farm, we're all united. So that's what I want more of civilization to be more united with themselves. Because if we're not united in life, where are we heading? We're heading towards absolute disaster. If we're heading to I don't know what's on my lip here. Oh, I think that's chocolate. I just ate a donut. Let me get that off. Uh, but if we're headed to absolute disaster, I mean that's a sad reality. I mean, I'm gonna witness it because when I'm checking on social media on the farm, I'm just gonna see all the shit go down. I'm gonna witness basically America completely going broke, which I don't think is the actual case, but I mean, it could be a possibility. I mean, we have people. That's why I want to move to this living in your car. There's a lot of people living in their cars, especially in California. There's people promoting living in your car. Like, how can we survive living in our car? Like, bruh, I want to actual like yeet, bruh. Like, I want somewhere to live. I don't know if you guys checked out like if you were ever in a hotel like in a home two suites. That shit's nice. You get two beds. Like I don't need a mansion, dude. Give me a home two suite, and I will be happy as hell because you got so much room. Like it's awesome. Like it's basically like a huge hotel. I mean, and everything is freaking nice. Like I like the whole room's nice. It's all prepared for you. I mean, there's people living in their car in complete poverty and they can't afford rent and they have no family or friends that can potentially or roommates that they can support of and it's becoming a really sad reality because that's the only solution that's actually going down is if someone lives in their car they're like a lot of people will ask you like hey what happened like you're down really bad in life it seems like shit like got fucked up to the point where you're living in a car how did that happen like how did your life go from you good until it's like complete shit living in a vehicle I mean if you're at the point of living in a car you basically at zero to begin with I mean I wouldn't say put you at zero, but you gotta build like you need a place to live. Like we're not meant to live in our cars. Like as people try to promote it, we're not meant to live in our cars, guys, right? And gals, like it's you're gonna have back problems. You have to go to the bathroom. Like, how are you supposed to relax? Like, you're gonna be constantly stressed out or worried that someone's attacking your vehicle or something like that, or trying to break in your vehicle. What happens if someone tries to break in your vehicle and they steal your vehicle and they left you with no car? Then you went from living in a car to being actually homeless. So you want to be in a secure place where there's not a possibility of you being robbed or that it puts you in a dangerous situation or you being towed or something like that. I mean, that's why I can never really promote living in your car because it's not like a type of living. It's like a made up foo just to to cope with the reality that rents are too expensive. So we're trying to cope with the reality of rents being way too expensive, but at the same flip of a coin, I do agree. So $1,500 rents. If rents are $1,500 or 2,000, or even in California they're $3,000. Do I think that's unfair? Yes. Do I think living in the car is a solution? No. Living in your car should be the worst scenario for you. If you're living in your car, that's the worst scenario possible, like that could possibly be, because it can't get much worse than that. Like once you're living in your car, people are like, "What happened? What went wrong, dude? What? Tell me the story of what went wrong in life. Maybe something didn't go wrong in life. Maybe you just can't afford to live." But we gotta think of that of like if we can't afford to live, how are we gonna even? Let me check my mic real fast. Okay, let me. So living in your car. is a shitty situation you could possibly be in. Like I said before, you're gonna have back problems. So like you gotta have to constantly run your car because if it's not hot out, it's too hot out or too cold out. It's like the weather pattern and stuff. What happens if there's a natural flood? Like that, like what happens if there's a hurricane or a flood or something goes wrong, like really wrong, like to the point of no return, of where you got to evacuate, like in California. Like once in California, if you're living in your car and you got to evacuate, like what happens then? What happens then? I mean, that's it. I mean, that's it to living in your car. It's just not a good reality. That's all I gotta say. But on the flip of things, car payments crisis. So we're in a crisis where people are bragging that they have $1,000 car payments. How's that flex? Because you're just losing $1,000. $1,000 on a car payment, I can spend on a Louis bag. I can buy, what else can I buy? I can buy brand new retro Jordans. Like I can buy some gold and silver. Like literally, you can get an ounce of gold for $2,000. I think 2,500. I think the price is skyrocketing because you're having hyperinflation and stuff like that. But like you can buy a lot of things. Like you can take women out for dates and stuff like that, or women takes men out for date. Like there's so many things that we can spend our money on. But if we're spending our money on a car, that's why they were talking about, like famous YouTubers were talking about, like you shouldn't have a car payment. Like this car I bought for $3,300. Like so this door kind of has problems, but it locks, right? Like you want to get a reliable car. So you want to get something reliable, but the problem is we don't make enough money to buy a car with cash. So even though I bought this car for $3,300 cash, if I tried to get a finance on this, it would probably cost like $6,000. Because on the flip side of things, we have the car dealerships that are screwing us badly. They're making us fall badly into debt. Shame on the car dealerships that are putting people in $70,000 cars. Like, why do that? I bought this car for $3,300 before taxes. How are you putting people in $70,000 cars willingly when they're only making like $40,000 a year? In my opinion, so like if I'm making $60,000 a year, let's say as like a general manager or something like that, you should only have like a $4,000 paid off car or something like that. Like you don't need something super advanced like Hyundai, Toyota, or the most reliable cars on the planet. Like, don't buy a Dodge Charger like I got before. Horrible idea. Don't get a Dodge Charger. Don't get a Hellcat. Don't buy a BMW, an Audi, Mercedes. These are traps. These are money traps. People are trapping people by legally trapping people by putting them in debt in these cars. We all know BMWs break my wallet. We all know Audi has issues with their cars. Mercedes, because the cars are made with this FUBU technology that so advanced it breaks down so fast. And we need a reliable car, guys. We don't need cars that break down constantly. Like buy something reliable. Like don't get in a $30,000 car loan. Like even though you gotta think outside the box in life. But the funny thing is, if there wasn't so many people buying these $30,000, $70,000 cars, there wouldn't be cars for the rest of us to buy with cash for $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000. So we kind of appreciate the people that are wasting their money because we get the cars that are pretty cheap. So we don't, we're never in that situation ever again. So I mean, you live and you learn. Like on the farm, I live and I learn. I'm gonna write this down, guys. Farm. I live and I learn on my farm, like my cattle, my horses are running around. Like I learn so much watching my loved animals. When I'm watching my animals that I love, I learn so much about them. Especially the cows, how they eat food. just watching nature, watching life happen, watching the miracle of life. I mean, especially when I'm on the farm, like, you have time away from society where I can feed my animals. I can work on my operation here. Like, it's a great operation. The farm is an awesome place to be. I mean, a farm is a beautiful piece of land. I got a beautiful piece of land here in a farmhouse. It's fantastic. You get away from civilization and all the car payment bullshit. Because get this, on the farm, I don't need a car. I can use a tractor. So you think about the tools you need in life. Like, maybe I need a tractor than a car. Why not have a tractor than a car? Because in tractor, I can use that to grow crops, and then with the crops, I can sell those as a business and make money where I can buy cars. So you got to think outside the box. Like, a car can't make me money unless you're doing Uber or Lyft or something like that. I mean, where you lose money, you depreciate your car. Like, when I'm using the tractor, I'm making money. I'm on my farm, I'm making money on the farm. I mean, there's some basic stuff, but it all comes together. This all comes together of it's just a lot. It's a lot to take in. When people have $700 and $1,000 car payments, it's just too much. It's too much. That Let me check my mic real fast, guys. Okay, we're still on. So it's just too much to bear with. It's too much bullshit you gotta deal with, these huge car payments, and you can't save any money. So first thing, you gotta figure that out for yourself. I can't figure out everything for everyone, and hell no, I'm not doing it because it's too much. There's not enough time in life, right, guys? The fake alien invasion was planned. So there's this saying of a fake alien invasion that's planned, that I wouldn't say mostly is an attack, but they're among us. So let me go into these aliens that come from a different civilization. Of when they were talking about, they were coming from a star system that I forgot the name of. But even if these aliens came to invade us, they would be invincible to our technology. So we're thinking about these spaceships that can go faster than the speed of light, and they can't be shot down. So these spaceships are huge motherships that are zigzagging. We don't have the technology. They're invincible. They have force fields. We don't have force fields yet, that technology. Or the government doesn't tell us about force fields. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but if we think about the cost of space travel, like, they're trying to go to Mars, right? But the aliens, they can go through star systems. Like, they're way smarter than us. These aliens, I mean, even if the government is talking to aliens, they're way smarter than us. I mean, they know way more than me. I mean, they have force fields they can go through. Even if we had a nuclear war against the aliens, we would lose because our planet, we could barely protect ourselves. How are we going to protect the planet from a civilization that's thousands of times more advanced than us? Just saying, if they're not among us already. When I'm on the farm, do I think I'm seeing aliens? Possibly. I see UFO spaceships? Possibly. Like, there was many times where I think I've seen a UFO spaceship. I don't know if that's hallucinating or something like that, or it's just a bad night, or it's a bad dream of, like, my cows and stuff like that. I can go into detail of that, but these aliens, this was all planned. This was all planned from the start. And if you think it wasn't planned, you're wrong, because this was planned from the very beginning. And if it's planned from the very beginning, moving forward to a reality near you, this was planned already. Like, these events already happened. Like they say in I think the Bible and stuff like that, there's like these events already happened. We're just working backwards we're moving forward from working backwards, basically, from time that already happened. All our life events already happened, but we're just working backwards to get to that point. If you think about it, like the star system, the sun, we all know in a billion years the sun's going to explode, and it will be no, we wouldn't survive that unless we have the technology compared to the aliens to combat that. But I don't want to talk about the sun blowing up and stuff like that. I mean, there's more important topics to talk about, something to think about. If the sun blows up, we're totally fucked. I know that. I'm not sure what would happen though if the sun blew up. I mean, that's something to Google search. I don't have time to Google search this stuff, guys. So just Google searching what happens if the sun blows up. Leave some comments below what you guys think. I don't know. I don't know whether this alien invasion was planned or if there is alien invasion, or we consider this an invasion if they're already among us. They're just observing us, I should say. So maybe they're observing us, what we're doing, how we're acting, how we're making our moves. I don't really know. Seeing how our technology compares to them, maybe they exist already and we just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether the aliens are among us or not. We're 20 minutes in the video, and I don't know if the aliens are here or not. And then the sun blowing up, and I don't know if the sun blows up and the aliens evade us, and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. So me trying to figure this out doesn't matter because it doesn't, like, what are we going to do if the sun blows up? I have no idea. The sun blowing up is a bigger phenomenon than the alien invasion. Maybe they're tied to each other. I don't know. I really don't. I was thinking though, if the sun actually blew up though, my farm would burn down to the ground. I don't want to see all my animals not exist anymore. So I'm kind of worried. No retirement anymore. Like stringing this all together, stringing to, we're not going to have a retirement when we when we get older. We're not going to have a retirement anymore. That's what I personally think. These jobs hate us already. Our bosses hate our guts. Like everyone, like the district managers, the vice presidents, like they want all the money to themselves, and we just won't have a retirement anymore. It's just a reality. And thinking like I'm gonna string this together with college is a scam. College is kind of a scam. Thinking that we're not gonna have a retirement connected to it. So why do the boomers get retirements? I mean, we don't. Why do they get a pension and we will never get a pension? Why do they get a house and why do we live on our cars? Why do they get a hot wife and we get no wife? Why why they get to invest in the stock market, we have no money to invest in the stock market. They have jobs, we get fired from jobs. Like it's we just have the shittiest outcome possible. Like how do we have the shittiest outcome ever? It's not fair. It's not fair at all. Not fair. Not fair at all. Now, do I want a retirement though? I don't really care if I get a retirement or not. Who cares if we get retirements? But the thing I'm trying to get into is that we need to plan ahead in the future. If we're not planning ahead, just like I was at my manager job one time, and they're in a group chat, right? And the assistant general manager, I mean, I can just tell that they are frazzled. They are in panic mode because we don't have enough staff or short staffed. I mean, think about the greats in the world, like Alexander the Great, Macedonian, where he conquered cities by himself. Like we need to get over our challenges and like think of it's all happening to us, or what can we do to make it better? Like how do we invent a better cost of living? Like how do we invent solutions or problems and solutions in life that we can't even we can't just fall into the problem, but we have to come up with the solutions in life to really get us to the other part of the world. Like we're never going to go to Mars or other civilizations if we don't master ourselves. I mean, if we never master ourselves, there's no chance of success in life. I mean, a lot of the college kids go to college just to party. Like, yeah, party, get drunk, have SE blank, And now the woman's pregnant, and now you have a family, and now you can't afford nothing, and now you're trapped in a bubble. You have car payments. It's just, and you have no retirement in front, and all of this, and the caller on the show is wondering why he can't get his life together. It's like it never ends. It never ends. The bullshit never ends. So if we know the bullshit never ends, we have to make our lives the best of the best. So we got to figure out problems and come up with instant solutions. We need to figure out, like, if we get into retirement, do we have to invest in gold, invest in silver, and invest in stocks, cryptocurrencies? Like, what do we need to do to come to the conclusion of being successful in life? We got to do whatever it takes in life to be successful. It all takes time. Time in life is more success, but not for everyone. People just screw shit life completely up until they're like 60 years old. I don't think I really have that many 60-year-old watchers, but thinking about the KFC creator, he was 65 years old when he created KFC. So there's things like that, like the crazy stories where he invented Kentucky Fried Chicken when he was fucking 65 years old. That's some crazy, fucking crazy shit. One day he maybe came up with the idea, I want to start crazy. I want this business to go viral and stuff. I want this best Kentucky Fried Chicken in the world. That's badass. And he's 65 years old, man. So, I mean, there's no excuses. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I'm not saying you have to create a business or any of this shit. Or invest or nothing like that. I'm just saying we need to come problem solutions in life. We got to figure it out. Come as teams, brainstorm ideas. Like if we need roommates or whatever, like we got to brainstorm. It's like if we brainstorm more in life, we will have more solutions. But if we have all problems in life, we're never going to come with the actual solution. At least that's what I think. I mean, you got to really consider that when you're thinking about that. I mean, especially when I'm thinking about my farm, like when I'm on a farm, problem solution, horses running loose. How do I find them? How do I where are they hiding? It's stuff like that, like on the farm, that I gotta master myself. Like if my cattle runs away, how do I find them? Am I tracking them? Am I tracking my numbers, on the farm? And, am I creating a great farm environment for my cattle? Stuff like that. You gotta, especially when you're working on a farm like me, it's a lot of brutal labor and stuff like that for myself because it's a lot of labor. I don't have, yet a wifey on the farm. I would like that. I would like a wifey on the farm to help me with all the cattle and stuff like that. But I mean, we'll see where it goes. I'll see you guys on the next the morning on the farm. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thanks.